Stacy the Black Feather Intuitive, and welcome to Divinely Decked Tarot and Oracle Reviews done Stacy style. And this is part of my Black Feather Couture Divining a VIP Life series. So happy to have you guys here. And today I'm so excited to be sharing a deck in my collection that makes me so happy and was a complete and utter surprise. It's called the Guiding Light Tarot. It's a premium color edition. Now, I don't know how long this deck has been out. I haven't done a lot of research on the author, the creator of the deck, but I did get this through I was introduced to it by a fellow tarot reader who dabbles in publishing and all sorts of things. His name is Black Unicorn, Philip of Black Unicorn. So a little shout out to Philip. And this is a pretty cool deck. It's not what you would expect at all. So first of all, it comes in an absolutely beautiful magnetic box. It's produced by, I hope I'm going to say this correctly, Debris. And the design of the deck is Victoria Eva or Iva. So I apologize if I am mispronouncing anything at all. And let's check this particular deck out. So it does come with, I want to say, a little card pull here on the artist herself. And it's cool. She's a Capricorn, so she shares that with you. Look at the back of these decks. Very simple. You've got the pentacle in the center. It's completely reversible. The card quality is incredible, nice and thick. It is gilded. I'll show you as well the gilding. It is gilded in a beautiful silver. It's been a while since I've picked up this deck, but I absolutely love it. This is really high quality. It comes with a beautiful tarot guidebook, Philip Young, modified, expanded, and edited. It's based on the tarot interpretations of basically the Rider-Waite-Smith. It's got color in the depiction of all of the different cards. The meaning and the layout of everything is really simple. It is kind of that, I want to say it's a little better quality than like a newspaper feel. So I wouldn't be too rough with this particular card, but it does give you the descriptions of everything throughout it. So that's really cool. All right, let's get to know this deck. So I'm going to say to you that this was such a surprise to me because it is not really obvious with these cards what is sort of transpiring, what's going on. And here we've got the Two of Wands. So you've got this interesting figure, almost looks like you're seeing beyond the skin. You're seeing the muscle and the tissue and the sinews of this person's back. He's got his head down, or they have their head down. Two wands in the center with these really cool sort of spiky designs. You've got the wand sign up above. There's an element here of, I want to say, an orb or, sort of that enlightenment circle globe that is above them. Two of Wands is a card of direction. When I look at this particular card, I don't know necessarily that I get direction right on the nose, but what I am feeling about this is that there's something new that is about to unfold. There's something that is coming, and she's got her head down to prepare herself for that, so that when her head comes up, it makes me think of my in my performing days when I was performing. I was a trained opera singer and sang opera all the time, and I would just sort of put my head down, gather my thoughts for whatever the next song or the next series or cycle or scene was, and then when I raised my head, boom, it was on, and there was a direction, and I was going, and there was no way around it. It was green light to go. That's kind of the energy that I get with this. So not on the nose direction, but it invokes in me an example or an analogy that makes sense to me. Okay, I think I've probably reversed some of these cards, so let me just turn them around here. So here we have the Three of Cups. Absolutely beautiful. So you're not seeing people in this particular depiction. What we're seeing instead is three literal cups. But you've got a lot of this light that is coming down, streaming down. This card evokes a sense of happiness, joy. It makes me want to go and drink out of one of those cups. Here we have the Ten of Pentacles. And so This isn't a pip deck per se, but there's almost that feeling of it that we're looking at the 10 of Pentacles here. There's nobody around, but again, it's infused with light. And I feel like that's really what this guiding light tarot deck is all about. Is it speaks to you on an intuitive level. It's completely unexpected. I am not a fan of pip cards and pip decks, but looking at this, it makes sense to me. I feel that illumination. I feel that legacy that wants to come out from under this. I feel the abundance that comes through in this 10 of Pentacles here. We've got 8 of Pentacles. And so here's a person who says, hey, shrugging her shoulders, look at everything I did. Here's what I've created so far. Is it enough? Am I ready for something else? Am I ready for more? And notice that this card isn't like huge in its light expansion, because you're bringing things into the physical, into the tangible, thoughts becoming things. It's that manifestation process. So, it's coming out of the head and into the existence, into the earthly plane, in the earthly realm. So there's going to be more density involved. The Lovers. We have a male and a female physical body, half and half. This is not about, I want to say, sexual orientation and identity as much as it's the divine masculine and feminine that is in each of us and the reflection that we receive as a result of that. So I always find this a really fascinating depiction. And that's exactly what it says to me, is it's the blending of the divine masculine and feminine within each of us. It's not really about the other, even though the Lovers card is about other. In this deck, that's how I read it. That's how I see it. Strength. You've got this incredible lion, but he's pretty thin. He's pretty starved. He needs to eat a cheeseburger, right? You see the infinity in his tail. You see that he is in motion, but it's slow. It's almost like he's on the prowl. He's on the hunt. And you just have this hint of light. Just a little hint of light up here. Maybe it's the sun, maybe it's the moon, maybe it's the enlightenment that he's receiving. But this clearly says he's been through a lot and he's still here. He's still alive and kicking. So a bit of a disturbing image, especially for me. I can't handle anything where animals are being put in peril or jeopardy or danger. It really stresses me out. And when I receive this strength card, it indicates to me where I need to maybe be providing a little more self-care to myself, where I need to be empowering myself and not worrying so much about everyone else. Maybe I'm running myself too ragged. Here we have the Queen of Swords. And so Queen of Swords is that queen of intelligence and thought and thoughtfulness. And she implements a plan. She brings order, delegation, and structure to a plan. When I'm looking at this, it's almost like she's sort of windswept. She's in secret. She's in the shadows. But it's not that she's in the shadows because she's trying to hide. She's in the shadows because she likes her role to not necessarily be front and center. She likes to do the backstage work. She's happy to get the praise and accolades, but maybe in private. And I feel that is a big energy of what I get when I look at this card. The Star card. What I absolutely love about this is on first glance, and I'm going to hold this up for you guys, because on first glance, you're like, okay, where's the freaking star? Here's the star. And it's so far off in the distance that it is a vision that you're working towards. It's maybe even a not completely realized vision of what you're going for. And there's a lot of swirl and resource and thought and maybe some noise and static in your front, in your front and center. But this is where you need to be putting your focus to, because this is where you're ultimately heading. And you can use this to get to that, but ultimately that needs to be the goal. I just think that is so freaking cool. Here we have the King of Cups. Love this. It's almost like sound waves. And it is, of course, wavy. The waves, the cups, the water, the psychic realm, the ocean of emotion. But definitely I'm feeling a lot of sound waves here. Sound healing. 9 of Pentacles standing on top of the pyramid. 9 of Pentacles is a card of gratitude. Arriving, growing into the light as a result of that gratitude and what you've created. Page of Wands. Beautiful imagery here. 5 of Swords. So this is typically a card of conflict. We're seeing a lot of the darker gray energies. Again, a figure who's in the shadow, perhaps in the shadow because they're sitting in their darker shadow work. Perhaps they are allowing conflict to cloud their judgment. They're not necessarily leaning in with their heart space. The sun. Love this imagery. And it's almost like you're looking at it from upside down. It's like this should be the earth and the sun is here. But I love that it's in reverse. And I feel like that's important on an intuitive level. When you're pulling this card in a particular reading, whatever your question is, maybe there's a reversal that's happening. Maybe you need to, the truth is going to be in the inversion of the story or the inversion of the situation. It is at hand. Six of Wands, a card of victory. I want to say the victory comes in the balance here and the coming together. There's work, there are stages that have transpired, and now things are coming together. The Death card. So interesting here that you're seeing the two halves of the body, one represented by the red, one represented by the blue, and you've got a divide in the center, and there's the star. The concept of these cards just kind of blows my mind. Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords typically is that card of anxiety, that card of the being stuck in a nightmare, being stuck in your head. Again, because people are not being depicted here, it's up to the intuition to tap in. What's being represented, the moon, the mystery, things unseen, things are not always as they seem. And where there is normally light, we now have a shadow burst that is transpiring here. But there are areas of light that you can seek out. Nine of Swords says you've got to seek it out. You've got to reach it. It's got to be a choice. Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords is new thought. Little hint of the kind of an orangey red in here. So new thought around your existence, your stability, around how you feel about your life, how you feel about where you're going. Three of Pentacles. This is a card of collaboration. We see one figure in here, but the collaboration comes in bringing the three pentacles together. What do you create when those three pentacles have not collided, but have coalesced? Seven of Wands, a card of defense. There's all of this stuff around them, almost like a porcupine. And then they've got this, the two, sort of spiky helmets coming together. Yes, it's enlightenment, but it's also a card of defense. There's enlightenment here, but there's also, I'm protected in that enlightenment. I'm protected in that. Ten of Wands, beautiful. Barriers. So this is about burdens and the rewards and the burdens that go with it. And I'm seeing barriers, a gate. But also you can climb that if you're smart. You can climb the pyramid. You can climb that, it's like the jail cell, the bars on the door. Three of Swords. Ooh, all of them going into the heart, but the body is split open. So you can fix it and then you can put the body back together. King of Swords. Very powerful figure here. Four of Pentacles. So it's a card of protection. It's a card of hoarding, a card of scarcity and lack. So where is this person stopping the flow of what is transpiring? All of this needs to go up so that more can fall through. He's holding on to one. Wait a second. That's going. I don't want that to go. Let me hold on to that. Well, it's going to stop up the works here. Eight of Wands. So swift release. We're seeing it all here coalescing into an apex. So when I see this card, it makes me feel like, if there's a message to be received or something that's being released quickly, I feel that things are coming to a head. Things are coming to a point, and then there's going to be a release. Two of Swords. It's that balance, the intuition, the give and take, the both and, or the either or. And depending on how your subconscious reads that and your intuition reads that, you're going to get a message. 10 of Swords. So ruin, right? They're in the body, but it's not violent. It almost looks like, at first you don't even know it's the body. It just looks like it's earth. It's ground, it's maybe even mountains. And then when you see the body, you're like, oh, okay, things are rising up. Things are rising up. There's something new to be shown. 6 of Cups, releasing the past. 3 cups going into upside down, inverted, pouring into these new cups. So the past feeds the future or feeds the present. There's a lot that is growing as a result of that. The Empress. So clearly showing the pregnancy, the new birth, the new idea. There's enlightenment around that. The Chariot card. Ooh, I love this Chariot card. So you have these two, interesting figures. Maybe they're griffins, maybe they're sort of alien. You've got the compass, north, south, east, west. And there's no movement yet because they're facing each other. This is about the duality, the power of opposites, the power of will. What's going to happen as a result? Well, there is the star that is being generated. And ultimately, that's what I feel is going to come together, that they're going to turn and they're going to work towards each other, or they're going to work towards the same goal. The Fool. So there's like this image that's sort of coming out of this, foggy, misty. It almost looks a little like the Southwest, like Antelope Canyon and things of that nature. Wind blown, windswept. Definitely a mystery here. Temperance. Beautiful. You're seeing the alchemy and the balance in the reflection. I also want to say as above, so below. And divine feminine, it feels like a little divine feminine energy here. King of Pentacles, strong, wise, beautiful green cape, representing that earthly energy. We've got the Hermit, walking, the shadowy figure, going within, learning about yourself. And the color comes from the external environment and how you're feeling in that external environment. The Hanged Man. This is great. It's almost like a tear in the paper. It's like you're seeing a little piece of this figure that's sort of coming through the paper. And the Hanged Man is that surrender, pause and breathe. It's a letting go. It's the caterpillar in the cocoon phase, right? In many ways. And so I feel like that's what that imagery is depicting. 8 of Cups, letting go, walking away, doing a deep dive. What is coming down into the mix? What is going up into the mix? There's an exchange and a release. 4 of Cups, the Hierophant, the Moon. Ooh, I love that. Ace of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, 9 of Wands, 4 of Wands, 2 of Pentacles, Page of Cups, 5 of Cups. This one's interesting. It's grief. These two, the grief is contained, or the emotions are contained. This one, it's not. This one, it's going right through. So I have no choice but to feel what I'm feeling. The Tower. Interesting that the Tower is splitting from within. It's not from an external force. It's from within. 7 of Cups, 4 of Swords, Queen of Wands, Justice, Judgment, the Knight of Swords. Look at that movement in there. Queen of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles, 6 of Swords, King of Wands, the High Priestess. Very cool depiction here. The pillars are denoted in the split in her robe, but also you could say that she's being split into sort of multiple aspects in the physical in order to receive the spiritual. Queen of Cups, 8 of Swords, Yeah, entrapment, but also liberation in all of that. Knight of Pentacles being shown by kind of a little mountain, a little bit of that earthy energy that's coming through. Five of Pentacles, anxiety, worry, stress. Five of Wands, the Emperor, Knight of Cups, Nine of Cups. I love this card, just the colors and everything, and it makes me so happy. This is wishes fulfilled, and you've got the four-leaf clover, which I think is a great depiction. And little butterflies depicted as part of the four-leaf clover. I think that's so cool. And the light and the star in all of the cups. Here we have the Knight of Wands, Wheel of Fortune. So we've got these two snakes, kind of the Ouroboros, just depicted in a slightly different way. The World card, look at that. Beautiful. The world is electrified. The Devil. Look at all the shadow. This Devil is all about the shadow work. Page of Swords. Ace of Wands, that inspired action. Ten of Cups. An evaluation of what you have arrived at. The ideal outcome. Seven of Swords, a card of dishonesty, of strategy, integrity. Two of Cups, beautiful. Page of Pentacles. The Magician, looks singular, like one. You've got the infinity sign there. Three of Wands, absolutely beautiful, a card of expansion and growth. And the Six of Pentacles, absolutely beautiful. So in true Stacey style, let's do a card pull now to see if this is your style of deck, how this deck wants to work with you. This is the jumper. So we're going to go with the jumper. So this is the kind of messaging that this deck is going to give you. Interesting, 10 of Cups. So it's going to give you the ideal outcome. It's going to give you the ideal outcome, but I want to say showing you where all of the pieces are connected. You know, we're seeing a lot of like light is connecting. It's like connecting the dots, how everything comes together. And I feel like if you're working with this deck, and you're asking it a question or two, this is what it's going to tell you. It's going to not only give you the desired final outcome, but it's going to show you how all of the pieces of the puzzle connect so that you can get, I want to say, the most bang for your buck in a lot of ways. So cool. So that is our tarot review of the Guiding Light Tarot from Victoria Iva. So great to be able to connect with you guys in this way today. I hope you enjoyed this and got something out of it. Please comment, leave comments on what you thought of this deck. It's not a deck for everyone. Like I said, it came as a complete surprise to me. Would love to hear your comments on that. And thanks so much. We'll see you on the next video, and transform well. That's our show for today. I hope you enjoyed it. It was great to connect with you guys. Please like, subscribe, and comment for more content like this. And feel free to follow me on Blue Sky for even more content every single day. Can't wait to see you guys next week for another installment of Black Feather Couture, Divining the VIP Life.